Hi everybody, today I wanted to do one last video about my Hinderer XM-18. I realised that I missed some bits out in the previous videos that I just wanted to go over quickly. So first off, here is surrounded by all of the parts that came off of it. Now obviously I had to replace those parts and I never told you where I got any of those parts from. So this black lock bar insert screw I bought from someone that I met in the Hinderer Knives group on Facebook. They were very reasonably priced. They're American made screws and I was very grateful for their help. I won't mention them by name in case you don't want that, but if you're desperately looking for one of these, say something in the comments down below and I'll get in touch with them and see if they would mind me introducing you. So other than that, the black hardware, so the filler tab screw, clip screws, handle screws, lock bar stabilizer screw and black standoffs all came from DLT Trading, which are a company in the US that sell a lot of Hinderers, very well known company, and as far as I can tell they are pretty excellent. The engraving here was not done by them though. It's not very easy to show it up under camera unfortunately, but yes, that was done for me by handtools.com. If you've seen my previous videos, I'm pretty sure I explained the engraving that's on there. Essentially it's my initials up one way and my girlfriend's initials up the other way. I think it's pretty cool, and that was done for me by handtools.com. The handle scale is marbled carbon fibre, and unlike a normal XM-18 handle scale, it does not have a lanyard hole. Sharp Dress Knives made this scale for me, and they very kindly agreed to do me one without a lanyard hole since I never use a lanyard and don't like them visually. So that is where all the parts came from. I did get some other parts as well, which I wanted the option to use and didn't end up using, like some black handle nuts and this black pivot screw. Speaking of pivot screws, there's one last thing I wanted to mention. From the end of the last video where I did the disassembly and reassembly, you will have noticed if you've seen it, I stopped the video before I got the action tuned properly. Off camera it took me a while to get the action on this right, and oh, there we go, and I couldn't figure out why. Eventually I did figure out why, of course. The pivot screw has a very long thread, and because of that it is understandably quite a fast thread, and by that what I mean is a full turn on the screw will move the screw further in than it might on a normal screw. And that's fine, that makes sense, especially when they're using as long a pivot screw. I just wasn't used to that. So what that means when you're trying to tune your XM-18, or I assume any other Hinderer with the same style pivot screw anyway, is that your usual small adjustment might be quite a large adjustment. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I can't think of a better way to explain it. Usually when I'm fine tuning a knife I might make a quarter of a turn to see if it makes any difference. Here you're looking at more an eighth of a turn or that kind of thing. Very minor adjustments make a big difference with this, and once I figured that out it was relatively easy to get it tuned up properly. So I think that is, oh, it's not quite everything that I wanted to say. After the last video, my XM Slippy also arrived. Now I did unfortunately have one of these come from Lamina before, which I had some issues with, very unfortunately. Sorry, I ran out of table at the side there. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So, yes, I had one of these arrive before. I unfortunately had some issues with it. The action essentially was great for the first few opens, and then it became very, very grindy. Now I got in touch with Lamina, I'm still not sure what they're called. Whoever they are, that's who I got in touch with, and I have to say it was the best returns experience I have ever had so far. They put one aside for me straight away. I didn't even have to put a shipping label or anything on this. I didn't have to pay for the shipping. Someone arrived at my house with a shipping label. I put this in a box and that was it. They stuck a label on it, it went back to Lamina, and I got back this one, which I took the scales off, as you can see, and put a filler tab on to match my XM-18. These marbled carbon scales are also lanyard holeless, and these were made for me by the Custom Scale Division. That's them there. They are a German company. and they very nicely made these scales for me, which are, funnily enough, very nice. So I just thought I'd show you that at the end of this video as well. This is my new UK legal carry, if you like, and my new locking knife. So that's it for today. Eventually these will both get reviews of their own, but obviously they both arrived in the last week or so, so I haven't carried or used them enough yet. But once I have done, they will be getting reviews. I think the next review to go up on my channel will be of this Gerber EAB Lite. I want to do that quite soon. So I think that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.